This goes out to all the women in the world, especially her. You know it don't even matter your age, don't even matter your color. Your fellas, I ain't forget about y'all. This is for everybody that like things. Just listen to what I'm saying and do it and take a chance. I put my hand up on your hip. When I dip, you dip, we dip. You put your hand up on my hip. When you dip, I dip, we dip. I put my hand up on your hip. When I dip, you dip, we dip. You put yours, then I put mine. Then we can dip down low and roll it grind. Just get on the floor like I said before. Y'all remember that down low. Just put a little dip with it. Now roll those hips with it. Pop it, push it, rock it, roll it. Can't control it, I come hold it. It's all in fun, so take a chance. Just get on the floor and do that dance, y'all. I know you like it, so don't try to fight it. Turn around, baby, let me see you from the back. Yeah, I like it like that. Get up now, roll those hips. Drop down, double up on those dips. Freak nasty, wanna see, can y'all do it right? I put my hand up on your hip. When I dip, you dip, we dip. You put your hand up on my hip. When you dip, I dip, we dip. I put my hand up on your hip. When I dip, you dip, we dip. You put yours, then I put mine. Then we can dip down low and roll and grind. Back again with the second verse. It's all clean, so I'm not gonna curse. Drop a bass like a bad habit. Love all women, cause I gotta have it. Coming at y'all in stereo. I'm riding that thing like a rodeo. Hang on, baby, cause the ride is rough, and I got my girls in the front. Now and later, just bumping that rump. Raise it up, let me see that brown. Slap it, girl, make it jiggle around. Round and round that rump goes. Where it stop, yo, no one knows, yeah. Freak nasty, wanna see, can y'all do this right? I put my hand up on your hip. When I dip, you dip, we dip. You put your hand up on my hip. When you dip, I dip, we dip. I put my hand up on your hip. When I dip, you dip, we dip. You put yours, then I put mine. Then we can dip down low and roll and grind.
Well, all right, y'all. All right, y'all. If you ain't dipping, you must be tripping. If you ain't doing it down low, gots to go. Gots to go. So the people that moving slow to the dance floor. Yo, DJ, pump it up some more.
It's off to the show in a limo. Before the show, I gotta get that dough. Pay them girls what they work. Slip that money under that skirt. Take it out, baby, let me see. You might get a little more Lucci. G-string, having oh so much fun. Playing inside between them buns. Shorty got it going on like Marvin. Teasing me and she know I'm starving. Lick you up, then lick you down. I ain't finished, girl, turn around. Lick you up and down your back, cause I'm that freak, I'm freaky like that. Freak nasty, wanna see, can y'all do this right? I put my hand up on your hip. When I dip, you dip, we dip. You put your hand up on my hip. When you dip, I dip, we dip. I put my hand up on your hip. When I dip, you dip, we dip. You put yours, then I put mine. Then we can dip down low and roll and grind. I'm setting it off to another level. You digging freak nasty without a shovel. This is my world. I'm just a squirrel trying to get a nut. So what's up, yo DJ? When the party's getting slow, join this jam and watch that flow get taken over like a 94. When I had the whole world getting down low. New Orleans born, ATL living. Freak nasty is what I'm giving. My juice is sweet like Georgia peaches. Women suck it up like leeches. It feels so good, you must admit you like this. Shh. Yeah, y'all know the song. So come on, won't you sing it? I put my hand up on your hip. When I dip, you dip, we dip. You put your hand up on my hip. When you dip, I dip, we dip. I put my hand up on your hip. When I dip, you dip, we dip. You put your hand up on my hip. When you dip, I dip, we dip. I put my hand up on your hip. When I dip, you dip, we dip. You put your hand up on my hip. When you dip, I dip, we dip. I put my hand up on your hip. When I dip, you dip, we dip. You put your hand up on my hip. When you dip, I dip, we dip. I put my
Deliver me from mine enemies, O my God. Defend me from them that rise up against me. Deliver me from the workers of iniquity, and save me from bloody men. The mighty are gathered against me. Awake to help me, and behold.
All right, chat. I don't know if anybody can hear me. I don't know. This is a terrible setup.
We're working it out.
Y'all complain so much, so I figured I'd put the mic even further away. Put the mic next door.
The bad audio will continue until morale improves.
At least until Super Chats improve. Oh.
Well, yes, welcome. And yes, the voice is not coming. This voice sounds crystal clear.
It's coming from inside the house.
Yes, I'm sitting right next to Beckloff, and we've got great news for you on this wonderful Friday evening. But I highly recommend you send a Streamlabs tip to streamlabs.com/thebeckloff, because this content involved
much pain and suffering. Not on our part, but on the part of our subject.
So apparently Christopher Cantwell has gone. Now, just to reiterate, this is not the Christopher Cantwell that is currently writing Star Trek Defiant over at IDW Comics. That's a different Christopher Cantwell,
Yeah.
who I'm sure does not appreciate people mixing him up for the crying Nazi.
Oh, yeah.
Wouldn't you go by Chris Cantwell? Because it's like he really blew up in comics after that, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
I feel like I would, at least.
I'm pretty sure you still Google Christopher Cantwell. Like, it goes to the Christopher Cantwell that we know. The one on the Wikipedia page and who is in legal trouble.
But yeah, there is one that writes comics over at Marvel and IDW, and I'm sure he doesn't like being called the other guy.
My name is Matt Forney, if you didn't know. But yes, Christopher Cantwell is maybe you should leave this back off since it's your show. But,
I don't know. Oh my gosh. Chat's saying they can't hear anything. Oh my gosh, they can't hear anything.
we're literally okay. I'm right up against the mic. Beckloff's like right up against the mic.
Chat says Matt is the one that sounds like he's across the room.
Oh.
I don't know what to tell you. You're just gonna have to deal with it. We're not gonna.
We'll play quasi musical chairs with this. I'll lean in and then you lean in when we're talking.
Oh gosh. Chat says for once it's not Bedgeloff whose audio sucks. I don't know what to tell you, man. You're just gonna have to like not be deaf.
Just crank it up. Like,
You know what? What you ought to do? I think the audio is like Tinkerbell.
Yeah.
If you don't send super chats to believe,
Yes.
it starts to die.
Excellent. But yes, Christopher Cantwell of the Radical Agenda, formerly I guess he hasn't bothered to do a single show this year, has been arrested yet again. This time for what was it? Oh, he's got a whole rap sheet. He got popped in Massachusetts a couple of weeks back for here's the rap sheet. Drug possession to distribute Class B. Drug possession to distribute Class A. Drug possession to distribute Class E. Methamphetamine trafficking in 18 grams or more or less than 36 grams. Drug possession to distribute Class C. Electronic device used while operating motor vehicle, first offense. So basically, he got popped because he had a large quantity of meth in his car trunk, and also he was driving without insurance in the state of Massachusetts, where that is a crime.
And the electronic thing, he was on his phone too.
Yeah, I'm guessing he was.
So
fiddling with his phone.
Texting while driving with a car full of meth.
It's very appropriate this happened. Well, I when I reported on it a few days ago, I got a tip from a Twitter follower. He was. I thought like he had been arrested like that day, the same day that Douglas Mackey, aka Rookie Vaughn, beat the charges. His conviction was overturned, given that Cantwell was one of the people who who helped dox him in the first place and ruin his life. Just poetic justice. It happened a couple of weeks ago. Let me just. Oh, and I should mention this is actually his second arrest this year, because back in March he got arrested in New Hampshire on a felony second-degree charge of strangulation and misdemeanors for simple assault and criminal mischief. So Chris has been very busy. He hasn't been online. He isn't, but he's been a very busy and entrepreneurial boy.
God, I used to love that guy's show too. Like honestly, and then it's just his behavior kept spiraling and spiraling, and
we could go for the.
You hear on some of the fringe, right? Like, oh, I believe in the friend-enemy distinction, and anything I do to people I disagree with is good. And Cantwell's problem was he always took ideas to their absolute most absurd conclusion.
Yeah.
I'm a libertarian, so I'm going to go full sovereign citizen. My car is actually a boat, and you're not allowed to ticket it, kind of shit. like I'm on the highway is now international waters nonsense. Or he's white nationalist, so it's full white nationalist nonsense. Or it's hey, have you heard of the friend enemy distinction? That means that if someone makes fun of me, I could burn down their house.
Yeah. He there's all doxing his customers, and of course we know he's been arrested twice. He got popped after Charlottesville for the felony charges. He turned ratted a whole bunch of people out. This has been documented. The testimony he gave to the his FBI handler was Dino Capuzzi. His self-aggrandizing logic was that they're going to use it to catch Antifa. Yet the only people who got well, first off, the agent copied the agent that he snitched to went after RAM, Rise Against Movement, like more alt-right guys. And the FBI agent, copied the indictment from an Antifa blog. So Cantwell's a snitch, and then he went to he went to prison again in 2021 because he was sending interstate threats to another Wignat group, the Bull Patrol, that he was feuding with. So we've got like 4 arrests.
He's never even fighting with leftists. Like,
I don't even think they care about him anymore. I mean,
you never hear him arguing with Antifa or a feminist or whatever. Like, you never even hear him arguing with Zionists or some neocon or something. It's always somebody that he supposedly agrees 100% on, but they were mean to him.
Yeah. Now here's the thing. The rabbit hole goes way deeper because Cantwell is like legit schizo. The reason he got pulled over in the first place was because he claims his car was rear-ended, and after they're towing the car because he doesn't have insurance. At one point, he was begging for $30 on Cash App just so he could pay that off. They did an inspection of the car because they were towing it, and then found the meth. But it gets so much crazier. I've got it. He's been cataloging all this on his Telegram because he's too broke. His website's offline again. Like, he can't afford the domain renewal or web hosting or whatever. But here's the thing. For the past 6 months, Cantwell's been claiming that quote-unquote organized crime has been stalking him all around New England. They're following him around in unmarked cars. Like, whenever he enters a building, they start blasting music to let him know that they're there.
I think they just play music in a lot of public buildings.
Yeah.
They were playing easy listening in the grocery store to thwart me.
Yeah. He claims that they're hacking his phone, that they rented rooms in his building to harass him, that they're even recording him while he sleeps. And he claims that the car that rear-ended him in Massachusetts was one of those stalkers. And now, he had been claiming that he was like on the run to like try to avoid these people, sleeping in truck stops, hotels, rest stops on the highway. And he's like, they're stalking me across Massachusetts, Connecticut, Rhode Island, and New Hampshire. It gets weirder. He claims that there's a character by the name of Alex Pilasov, who's not really important. Like, over 10 years ago, he was a member of the Goatsy security group, which was an offshoot of the GNAA, who I cannot...
The Goatsy security group?
Yeah.
They're spread far and wide, are they?
Yes, right. Their slogan was literally exposing gaping holes. You probably remember them because the most famous member of the group was Weave, and he got his arrest was because of his activities with Goatsy Security. Like, they just exposed security holes in like major organizations' websites, and they were an offshoot of the GNAA, which a name that I literally cannot say on a YouTube broadcast. You can figure out for yourself what the N stands for. But Pilasov was a member of this group, and Cantwell accuses this Pilasov guy, who no one has heard from in years, of being behind the stalking. Claims that Pilasov met him at a party sometime in May and was like, yeah, we're doing all this shit to you. Cantwell claims that this harassment is a continuation of the harassment he suffered at the hands of the Bull Patrol that he went to prison for.
The Bull Patrol?
Yeah, they were like a Wignat group associated with Paul Nalon. The name comes from you know where.
Oh, the bowl cuts. Okay,
Yeah,
I
the
gotcha.
bowl cut.
I
yeah.
gotcha.
And
I forgot about the dude with the bowl cut.
the dude with the bowl cut, whose name we probably shouldn't also say.
Yeah, the Dr. Octopus cut. from
Yes.
Spider-Man.
Yeah. And he claims that this has been happening for almost a decade. Like, he's been being stalked for years in some fashion. Like, Pilasov, Weave, and, like, Microchip, if you remember that guy.
That's the Punisher sidekick, right?
Yeah. We're behind it. To the point where another thing, he claims Pilasov sent a woman to like hook up with Cantwell last year solely to collect blackmail. Claimed he was presented with videos of the two of them having sex. Oh,
Well, you see, the worst thing you could blackmail white nationalists with is being straight.
Perfect timing, because he also claims, Cantwell claims, that Grindr is behind the harassment.
Of course it is. Why wouldn't it be involved?
Now, roughly a year ago, this was documented, Common Filth documented this. Cantwell created a Grindr account, calling up dudes he matched with on Grindr on his show for content. I am not making a single word of this
All
up.
right, man. See, this is what my show needs. I need to call up some random gay guys on Grindr and be like, "What are your thoughts on the Jews?" Like, I know you came here to poke butt, but before any of that, if only we could get your take on the Epstein files.
Yeah. What is your opinion, Mr. Gay Guy? Mr.
What are your thoughts on the capital gains tax? I'm sorry, you shouldn't talk with your mouth full. Jesus Christ.
Yeah. Now, this is obviously schizo. I mean, I've personally dealt with people like this. I mean, I'll give an example. A few years back, I had signed an offer to Terror House, and then, like, one out of the blue, he starts sending me emails claiming that I sent my sister to sleep with him, to give him an STD, and I was paying homeless people to ring on his doorbell at night.
Why'd you do that? That sounds rude, man.
I don't know. I just felt like watching the world burn that day. But
Surprised your sister went along with it.
yeah, I've gotten her to do worse things. And it's classic schizophrenia. Every time, Cantwell, someone tries to tell Cantwell, "You're crazy," he's like, "You're gaslighting me." Or maybe I should. I can't imitate his accent.
On the Skypes there.
On the Skypes there, yeah. Actually, not even really accurate, because Skype shut down 2 weeks ago.
Somebody should make a movie where the schizophrenic guy is schizophrenic, but he's also right.
Yeah.
I mean, Weave is kind of an asshole. I could see him actually doing it. I don't know if he really has the means to this is all really intricate, but I wouldn't put it past him. He hates Cantwell. He's kind of a dick. I wouldn't put it past him.
Yeah.
Again, I just don't know how you could orchestrate all that, but that'd just be hilarious. The whole time it really is Weave. He really is ha ha.
I don't think it's him. It would be funny though. I do know of one.
Right now he's like, they're on to me.
Well, Weave did. I used to talk to
He's
Weave.
gonna start printing shit out of my printer.
I did used to talk to Weave, and he did tell me one way he did fuck with Cantwell. When Cantwell went to prison in 2021, We've notified all his contacts in the Aryan Brotherhood that this guy's a Fed snitch.
Oh, they like that.
Oh, they love snitches.
You're better off being a pedo.
Yeah. More details. Cantwell is absolutely broke. About a month ago, he posted on Telegram that he had 2 overdrawn checking accounts and about $3 to his name, split between he had $1 in his wallet and $2 in Cash App. He's so desperate that he was selling his personal possessions to a pawn shop, as well as trying to sell legal papers from his last arrest, memorabilia. And as I mentioned, when he got popped in Massachusetts, he was immediately begging for $30 on Cash App so he could avoid having his car towed. All this is on his Telegram, in his own words. He's got long screeds as well as these minute-long posts where he looks like absolute shit. I don't know if you can pull up the video that I posted on Twitter, but he's definitely on meth. Fucking drug abuse that ages you real fast. But yeah, that's the story so far.
This paper's gonna be worth something after he goes on a vicious murderous spree.
Actually, his channel posted an update today. It's an audio.
Is he in jail yet?
He's still in the Worcester County Jail. Worcester, yeah. It's some kind of audio recording, I guess, jailhouse recording, and the message says, "Write me a letter and/or send me a money order to the Worcester County Jail and House of Corrections in West Boylston, Massachusetts."
Oh, you can send him letters.
Yeah.
It's like calling into his show, but...
Oh, and as a coda to this, one of his few remaining friends, started a give, send, go
Dear
for his...
Christopher, how are you?
Yeah.
Just a little kid writing.
Yeah. To tap it all off, one of his few remaining friends started a give, send, go for his commissary fund 2 weeks ago, and he's collected a grand total of $325 last I checked.
Well, it'll get you a few cigarettes.
He's gonna have to resort to trading other means to get those. But now, here's the thing.
I mean, he was on Grindr. Why were you on Grindr to get? What was his reasoning for that? Like, he claims he's not gay. Like, what was the justification for that?
Well,
Like,
he was flipping out. And he was like saying,
like,
at the time, and saying like, I'd rather talk to like a funny gay guy than like these humorless white nationalists.
Okay.
And like, okay, buddy.
I don't. I'll just call random gay guys and have them come on my show.
Yeah, this is like the most. And I'm gonna reiterate again. He got popped for multiple drug distribution charges. He's gonna be in jail for a long time, prison for a long time. He's almost certainly gonna be found guilty. He'll probably be there, I don't know, another 10 years or so. This is on top of the assault charge from March. He claims that one of his stalkers entered his apartment and, like, he was defending himself. And he's already got tons of priors. He's been in prison twice for, actually, I think even before he got involved in the alt-right, he had been in prison. So, like, the judge is going to throw the book at this guy. He's fucked.
Maybe you can do a show from prison. I don't know. Are you allowed to?
Well,
I think maybe if you good behavior, maybe they'll let you have a computer. They have to give you them clear ones, though, don't they?
yeah. Well,
I've seen a video on that where it's like clear electronics you get in prison, so they know that you didn't put all kinds of meth in it.
yep. Well, when I remember when he was, in jail for the Charlottesville thing, like, he was doing a podcast where he would just call someone and they would record it and put it on his website. So maybe he could do that, but we're not going to be hearing from him for a good long while. He's over, and the question I post on Twitter is, can you think of anyone from the old alt-right has fallen as far and gone as low and pathetic as Cantwell?
He was reasonably big, too. I mean, I don't really remember the numbers that well, but I want to say that his show was easily at, like, the level of a Revenge of the Sis.
He was
Like,
funny. He was very funny.
Well, I mean, just in like, terms of numbers and money coming in. Like, he was making a living at this, you know what I mean? Like, that was his job. That was his one job, and he was making a comfortable living at it. And that's a pretty high threshold for doing an internet show.
Oh, yeah.
Most people, they make beer money doing this,
Streamlabs.com/thebedcloth.
Yeah, send me some beer money. Send me some comic book money.
Yeah.
But no, he was making a living doing it. He had a pretty ardent following. He was funny. I didn't agree with him a lot of times, but he was quite funny. God, the one bit he did still makes me laugh. Right after the Pulse shooting.
Yeah.
The show immediately after that, I think it was that Monday morning or Monday afternoon. He always did that previously on the Radical Agenda, and it was like a little soundbite. He goes, previously on the Radical Agenda, and it's that song, Evacuate the Dance Floor. And he's like doing a little dance to it as it's going. Again, that was like, what, 2016? Because that was the election year. That still makes me laugh thinking of that.
Oh, yeah.
It was 9 years ago.
When I was crisscrossing the country covering the election, like, I loved to blast his podcast sometime. I remember I was in traffic outside of Indianapolis coming. Actually, it might have been the last time I visited you. And I had the windows down, and I was blasting one of his podcasts where he was going on a jokey rant about child molestation and stuff. I was wondering what the people around me were thinking. But yeah, he was entertaining. Though one could argue that like his downfall began that year because that was when he was involved with that Canadian BPD chick who aborted his baby, and if you recall, he did the Mercy of the Yeller at the end of the year, where he went on a meth binge and recorded it and put it online.
Shoved meth up his butt.
Oh, that too. And from there it was just.
I guess that gets you more high. I don't know.
Yeah.
Not a meth expert or shoving things up your butt expert.
But the point was he was reasonably successful. And, not even a decade later, he's so broke, that he's pawning off his possessions. He's facing, a decade in prison. He's burned every single bridge. He's got no audience left. He doesn't even have a fucking website. He's done. It's hilarious, but it's also, in many ways, pretty sad. to see.
Yeah, his life is basically over. I mean, he doesn't have any family except from some elderly parents, from what I understand, who may or may not be alive when he gets out of prison.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, good God, he gets out of prison and his problems have barely begun. He's in a bad spot.
He doesn't seem to have any marketable skills because, you know, I mean, the fact that he was running to begging on Telegram, you know, instead of, I don't know, putting the fries in the bag, suggests that, and also the selling of the meth. I'm sure, like, I think any ethical public defender, any ethical lawyer he gets, he's just going to tell him to take a plea deal because there's no way he's sliding on these charges, and there's no way a judge would show him any leniency given his priors. Maybe he'll try and argue that the stalkers, they planted the meth in my trunk. It
was weave. Weave put the meth there.
Yeah, we've telepathically put it there. You know, from
he's got agents everywhere putting meth in your car.
Yep. He's just
joke about it. Watch him. He's actually done it.
Have you heard of Jesus?
Well, finally, got some super chats. John Steele donates $1 and says, "Send link, you homo." I'll think okay. We'll send link later.
Yeah, like link to join the show.
Yeah, there's no join. I don't have there's no Google Hangouts. I'd have to hop into Discord probably.
It's not. Yeah, you do it via Discord. I've also tried doing streams via Telegram.
There's not even Skype.
Yeah, Skype's gone. It's was abolished, deprecated like 2 months ago. But yeah, I'd be happy to talk to John. Like, I don't know. There's not much more to say. This guy's on a complete schizo. It's over. I mean, some people on my Twitter were debating like, okay, maybe Richard Spencer's lower. Matt Parrott's lower. Spencer, so far as I know, like he's not broke.
Spencer doesn't have $1 to his name. He's not going to prison. Like,
and as for Matt Parrott, like he has a job. Okay, he's forever going to be known as the cuffbox guy, but he has a job. Camwell's got nothing.
Maybe Beardsoy? What's he up to these days?
I think Beardsoy still has a house at least, or a trailer, or whatever. I don't know.
A home, something.
I along with people of public right wing figures who have fallen far, like Beardson would be in the top 5.
Yeah, Beardson's up there, but I don't think he's got Cantwell beat.
Nah. Well, yeah.
Not yet. I mean, the game's not over.
Yeah, he hasn't been arrested yet. I don't know. What are your thoughts?
I don't know, man. Cantwell's show was funny too. Like, honestly, you spiral into that thing where it's like, again, like I could just do whatever I want to people that are mean to me. And it wasn't even like it was such an escalation. Somebody just slights you ever so slightly online, and you're like, well, you bought a T-shirt from me, so I'm gonna dox you on the internet, and I'm gonna come to your house and shoot a gun in your yard. And it's like just insane things he threatened to do.
Yeah, I mean, the whole reason he ended up in prison for the second time was because he sent that guy from the Bulk Patrol, Vic Mack, he told him, yeah, I'm going to fuck your wife, and I'm going to get your kids taken away by CPS. And then he did call CPS in that guy's state to try and do it. They got him dead to rights on, I think the specific charge was transmitting extortionate communications across state lines, and what was the other one they popped him on? Like, the evidence was laid out there, it's... And I should say it's a nice bit of justice considering that Doug Mackey is now free. The America's preeminent political prisoner, and one of the people who fucked him over since Cantwell doxed him alongside Nayland back in 2018. It's a nice bit. God definitely has a sense of humor. Yeah, and we're seeing justice done to an absolute scumbag.
Yeah, you can't defend that kind of behavior, man. Like, honestly, I liked Cantwell, and I didn't hop immediately on the fuck Cantwell bandwagon when he was starting to fall, but once he was like, yo, I'm doxing people, and I can just do that because they were mean to me.
Well, I was down with him the second he announced he was a federal informant, which is something, he boasted about,
Well, he only boasted about it because, like, he let it slip to Weave, and Weave, put it on blast because, like, wait, you're a fucking Fed? I can't talk to you anymore.
He would come out then and be like, okay, well, I only said this to them because I was under investigation, and I was like, and I'm like, initially I'm like, okay, that's, you probably shouldn't have done that, but that's not as bad as I was hearing. But then it, like, would just come out, well, yeah, but I also snitched on people I don't like because they displeased me.
Well, the thing about becoming an informant is, like, you don't get to pick and choose who they prosecute and what they do with what you give them. You do what they say. In fact, it's part of the reason why he got arrested the second time. Like, he thought his status as a federal informant basically was a get-out-of-jail-free card. I believe in many ways, like, the prosecution of him over the Bull Patrol thing, like, he was making the Feds' other assets look bad. Like, he was a real bad look, and they had to just shut him up and get rid of him. Which happens is the fate
being
of...
a federal informant means you're off the hook until they don't need you anymore. Like, the best you could do is, like, slink away and get the fuck away. You know what I mean? Use it as a cover to go hide somewhere and never show up again.
Well, I've compared...
You've burned all the bridges at that point.
I've compared Cantwell to Hal Turner in the past, if you're familiar with him. The neo-Nazi shortwave radio host in the 2000s who was always calling for, the deaths of certain officials. That guy turned out to be an FBI informant, and he went to prison because, like, his handlers had enough of him when he started threatening federal judges. It was like, yeah, this guy's gone way over the fucking line. We need to shut him up and put him away. That's what happened to Cantwell. And now his life is a complete shambling wreck, and he will spend his 50th birthday probably in solitary, because, again, he's a known federal informant. Like, he probably
otherwise they're gonna kill him.
Oh yeah. By the way, I remember we calling into my show ages ago when Cantwell was found guilty on this. We pointed out something very interesting. Solitary confinement is so damaging to prisoners that it shows up on brain scans. Like, I mean, to a certain extent, we all kind of experienced that during the COVID lockdowns. But like, if you're in solitary for years, like, Cantwell's going to be an absolute withered husk of a man when he gets out.
Maybe that's why he's so fucked up now, because he's even more fucked up than he was.
Yeah, it's literally every time he gets out of prison, he just becomes worse somehow. He was...
Have you heard of Jesus?
Oh, yeah. Keep him coming, boys.
John Steele sends $1 and says, you guys do know that Aaron Clary is a Fed. Well, I was not aware of that, but Aaron Clary did send me a rad Pac-Man machine, so...
I'm gonna need citation needed on that, John. Why would Clary be recruited as a
What would
Fed?
Clary have to the Feds over?
Oh yeah, we once went to Vegas and climbed a mountain.
Yeah,
we had a few drinks at the Cortez. I haven't told him anything compromising, in part because he doesn't want to hear it.
Yeah, I don't think Clary's a Fed. I think he'd be a pretty terrible Fed.
Yeah.
He has information on who online, I don't know, 2013 Manosphere talking points.
Oh, yeah. No, I gotta bash. I mean, I haven't watched his videos in a while, but Clary's a cool guy.
Clary's cool with me. I ain't got a problem with him. He's, like I said, he sent me a rad Pac-Man machine.
Yeah, I got to see it. It's fucking awesome. And those things are like, how much does this cost? Because I'm moving into a new apartment soon. I'm gonna have to,
They're at least a couple $100.
That's not too bad for a full-on arcade.
I mean,
machine.
maybe 300 or 400. I don't know,
But yeah, it's. I'm gonna have to start stocking my apartment with stuff wherever when I end up.
I'm gonna try and hack into it and get the NES library on there.
Yeah.
There's enough, but like I wouldn't go more than that because of the button layout. Like, you couldn't play you could put it on there, but you couldn't play a Super Nintendo or Genesis game.
Yeah.
But NES is just 2 buttons and a D-pad, so you could do that.
Yeah, that makes sense. In terms of processing power, could it handle like a Super Nintendo? I'm guessing.
Probably. Yeah, those games are really small.
Oh yeah.
Games are really, really small till basically the 5th or 6th generation.
Oh yeah. Well, and part of that was just due to storage space limitations.
Even early 3D games are pretty small, like surprisingly so.
I'm going to talk about this on my channel. Society of Sensation about video game reviews. Go subscribe. But like a lot of like early DOS games, like RPGs, like most of the story would be contained in the manual, just because there simply wasn't enough space on those little discs. Like a floppy disk carried about 1.44 megabytes. Everything mattered. You had to use every byte of space necessary. So you'd be playing a game like Ultima 3 or Wasteland. You'd get to a certain point in the game, and they would literally tell you to turn to page 96 in your manual. So yeah, like they're not that big.
I mean, I remember old DOS games. I had like King's Quest V on an old computer when I was a kid, and like there was like 5 or 6 discs that you had to swap out of the drive, not discs, floppy disks, not floppy disk, not the floppy ones, but the hard discs.
Oh yeah,
you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah,
the ones that all the save icons now look like.
Yeah.
Chat saying a Pac-Man machine. Yeah, you got me a 1-up arcade Pac-Man machine. It's rad, man. It's got Pac-Man, Pac-Land, a bunch of other little Pac-Man sequels. It's got Galaga, Mappy, shit like that.
It's got Custer's
Dig Dug.
It's got Custer's Revenge.
It does not have Custer's Revenge. I should put Custer's Revenge on it. I could put Atari games on there probably. They're even smaller and they're one button and a joystick.
Yep.
Custer's Revenge is the greatest game ever made, obviously.
Yep.
I choose to believe it's canon to Red Dead. It's Red Dead Redemption is a Custer's Revenge sequel.
Have you heard of Jesus?
John Steele tips $1. It says, once Aaron Clary discovered he was a Jew, he became a Fed. Well, I don't know if either one of those things are true. You'd have to ask him.
I think he admitted to like being part Jewish ages ago. Now I have the headline from The Simpsons, like Krusty the like, today I am a Jew.
One episode where they were talking about his father, and Homer's like, a Jewish entertainer? God, I love early Simpsons. I was looking through some old Simpsons comics, and even they're pretty good, like original shit. When they first launched that comic line, they did like comics based on Radioactive Man and stuff. Like, it was good shit, man.
Oh yeah.
Classic Simpsons was great. Yeah, it's such a shame that it's just a shambling corpse.
Well, we were talking about it earlier. You pointed out that like the early Simpsons writers were like dudes who were into like weird and like esoteric stuff, whereas the later seasons are written by people who just watch The Simpsons, which is why it's so formulaic now.
Yeah, early Simpsons was this amazing writer room full of people that had all this weird esoteric. Well, as we were talking about writers and all, and I was like, what you might hear like, I'm sure when you're at Terror House, you saw like, oh, I'm a 20-year-old. Here's my novel, and it's like, what the fuck do you have to write about?
Yeah.
Like movies you saw, like what do you, especially Zoomers. I mean,
the first time you got a boner,
like a 25-year-old Zoomer is mentally like a 14-year-old in 1997. Like.
No, I've got stories though, like they involve people I know, so I probably shouldn't talk about them in a public forum. But yeah, the Zoomers are not okay. They're okay in some respects and good friends, but like there's something. Flexible. What was the term that Jack Murphy used to describe himself? Heteroflexibility. That's a very common thing among Zoomers. Dudes friend zoning girls. It's funny because you see like women on like Twitter and Instagram who like are like, I'm not your fucking therapist, go to therapy. They're so obsessed with therapy. I think a part of that is because a lot of Zoomer guys will just vomit their feelings. We heard from women for ages that like, well, men should be more vulnerable, not so like tough. You should share your feelings. Zoomers do a little too oversharing of feelings, and that's exacerbated the women. Women want you to share their feelings, but they want to feel like they made you. Yeah. It's like most guys don't necessarily want a girl that's too easy. You know what I mean? Like if she's throwing her pussy at you like 5 minutes after meeting her, it's suspicious. You know what I mean? You're like, whoa, wait a second. Talk about your feds.
Yeah, your feds. And I think there's that same thing where it's like women want a dude that doesn't open up and is super cloistered, but opened up to them because they're the hero of the story. They're Belle that's taming the beast. Yeah. Okay? Yeah. So that's what they mean when they want you to open up. They want to imagine they've tricked you into opening up.
Oh, yeah. They don't actually want to hear about, like, all of your struggles and whatnot. It's not helpful. Now, I don't advocate going to therapy, simply because having worked in the essay mail industry, I know a lot of therapists are just relying on...
Have you heard of Jesus?
John Steele tips another $1 and says, I think he says sold. It's a mistake, but I sold all my Bitcoin at 1165.00. I should have held on. I could have gotten into Bitcoin back in like 2010. I got talked out of it.
Oh God, same here. Like I first heard
I
about
got
it.
talked. I was ready to throw. I had money too. I had like some inheritance, and I was like, man, I'm gonna throw like 10K in that. God damn.
Yeah, I found out about it about the same time. I did try.
I got talked out of by all my friends. Like, it's the dumbest thing in the world. You're just throwing it away. It's like, if I'd have thrown that 10K in it, goddamn, I'd be fucking set.
You have like
I could have cashed out 5 to 10 years later. I wouldn't even still have any. I would have just cashed out once it reached fuck you money.
Oh yeah.
Once it reached a couple million, and with 10K, I could have. I was like, God damn it.
Yeah,
when I had fuck you money.
Yeah, when I went up to like 3,000 in the big crypto run of 2017, a lot of people I knew cashed out, and they're still sitting pretty because they had a lot of bitcoins.
Once you have look, unless you're stupid with it, once you have fuck you money, then you can say fuck you. That's the point of fuck you money.
I mean, I'm a bit skeptical on the idea of fuck you money in general, but I get having lots of money is always a good thing.
I mean, the fuck you money depends. You have to be the kind of person that's like. A lot of people can never have fuck you money because in their heart of hearts, they're not somebody that's willing to say fuck you.
Yeah.
They don't have it in them. You know what I mean? But me, I'm a dickhead. Okay, I have it in me. Okay, trust me. I want enough to coast, and then I'm gonna coast. Like, that's all I want. Just fuck you money, and the house paid off, the car paid off, a little bit in the system, bouncing around at interest.
Oh yeah, exactly.
Work at your leisure, a part-time job. Boom, there you go. Fuck you money.
Yep. Take some breaks.
Just be in a position where you can take risks. That's all it's about. I can't buy my own planet, and I can't be Dr. Manhattan and blow up the world if I want. That no amount of money does that. But
no, but you can take a break, buy a camper, travel around the country, travel around the world.
Yeah.
Maybe not advised. I mean, we could go into a rant about how. Well, the fact that I'm physically present with Beckloff here, that means I'm back in the
back
U.S.
in the States.
Yeah, to stay.
He's finally back with a country with its flag on the moon.
Yeah, I've many rants. I can't really get into the full details of how I got out of Mexico and what I'm doing now, but it's fun. I've been back for about 3 weeks now.
Reverse ice got him. You've heard of ice? We have fire. It gets Americans and brings them back.
Yeah. There's the initial relation of being back for good anyway. Well, I was back in. I visited a few times in 2022. Things have gotten so much worse in many ways. I mean, I love this country, and let's just say I'm going to be working to improve things. But let me give you an example. I came by to visit Beckloff today. And while I was waiting for him, I walked down to the convenience store to get some things. Now, number one, like everywhere else, except for New York City for some reason, every convenience store in the city is run by Indians. Number two, the Indians cannot do their jobs because their English is so terrible they don't understand what you're saying.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
Buy a gum.
Yeah, I'm holding a tin of Velo, the nicotine pouches. I had to ask the guy 5 times to get me the correct one.
You want veal? We do not serve veal here, sir.
It's Velo. I swear to God,
You
it
have
was
to
like
go
that.
to a restaurant for the veal.
I swear to God.
Cows are sacred here. We do not kill baby cow.
I swear to God,
What
it
is
was.
wrong with you? This baby cow.
I swear
It's
to
just a baby.
I swear to God, it was like that. Because, he kept trying to get cigarettes. I don't want cigarettes. I want the pouches. And number 3, and I was genuinely shocked when you told me that this was legal. The convenience stores have slot machines now in the state.
They have video slot machines. Boomers are just tied to a goddamn.
The only state I had ever seen those before, ages ago, was South Dakota. But South Dakota's a free fire zone. You can do what the hell you want there. I have never seen them anywhere else, and I think it's okay.
We don't even have regular casinos here.
Yeah,
You can't have a regular casino. You could just sit and rot in a convenience store.
it's the third worldification of America.
At least a regular casino has some class. Sit there, order a drink, sit at a real slot machine. With
Have you heard of
a
Jesus?
lever.
Yeah. This thing of slot machines being everywhere is a very third world thing. or I guess maybe second world, because the place where I saw it most often was in Eastern Europe. You'd be in like Serbia, Bosnia, North Macedonia, and there's a casino every other block. The casinos being just slot machines, and people coming in and losing everything to the one-eyed bandits. No, one-armed bandit, the one-eyed bandit.
I was gonna say one-eyed bandit. I think something else.
And on top of the Indians, the Somalis, everywhere else, just everything is just. You come back after a long sojourn in the second and third worlds, only to find out that America is
slowly becoming second and third world.
It's angering. I've been ranting about it on Twitter for like 3 weeks now in various forms. A million little inconveniences add up. You go to CVS. Some Somalis working behind the register. He rings up the wrong item. The customer behind you, and I have to spend 5 minutes explaining to him, no, that jug of Arnold Palmer is not mine. It's the customer's behind. It belongs to the customer behind me. Could you please remove it from my order? And it's like, duh, what, sir? What?
I saw some tweet, and it was like I'm in CVS. And Fleetwood Mac is slowly playing over it, and the whole place is full of 5'2" Guatemalans. He goes, it's like watching fish swim through the ruins of Atlantis.
Yeah, holy crap! It's I went to Chipotle last night, to have dinner because Chipotle is not Mexican. It's good old fashioned American.
Forney's a big fan of Mexican food. We all know this. Twitter will tell you.
Oh yeah. And I'm being waited on by a gay Venezuelan whose English is so bad that I asked for a 22-ounce soda, and he's like, "You want sparkling waters? 3 sparkling waters?" It's like, no. And eventually, I just break down because I don't want to argue with this guy. Yeah, fine, give me a sparkling water. It's not what I wanted, but I don't want to spend another 5 minutes.
It was all they had. He was gaslighting you.
Yeah, the fountain machine, soda machines were broken that day.
John Steele sends $1 and he says, "Just curious, have either one of you gotten laid in the past 5 years without paying for it? I have you know I see lots of Bob and Vagine. I see Bob and Vagine all day. All the time."
We got a couple of girls under the table right now.
Yeah. I think that's a gay Venezuelan.
Yeah.
What can I say? The dude's got talent. I don't know what to tell you. He knows what he's doing.
But it's like all these inconveniences add up. It's like, okay, you have one interaction like this once in a while. It's no big deal. But imagine dealing with this constantly. This is what
everybody's sick of it. This is America. Think of where you have to be for ICE to be this popular in America. Look, man, when I hear on the news that somebody escaped from prison, which obviously doesn't happen a lot, but occasionally you hear it on the news, right? My first thought is rooting for him. I can't help it. There's that part of me. It's like, oh, he's gonna get away. Is he gonna get away? He's running from the cops, and I want to. Now he's probably a shitbag. He probably was in prison for a reason. He probably was selling meth and squealing to the feds. But he probably deserves to be in prison. He probably deserves to be caught. But there's that part of me, because I'm an American, because America is the country of fuck you. Don't tell me what to do. Where I kind of root for the guy. So there's a part of me that's like, oh, you stuck across the border? Good for you. You beat the system. I don't fucking care. But I care once you're all over the place and you're my fucking problem.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, the simple reality is, if y'all immigrants had come over here and learned the fucking language and assimilate it and act it right, we wouldn't be having this discussion. Americans are not inclined to give a shit that you broke some procedural bureaucratic rule. That's not what we fucking care about. We care about the fact that you're over here and you're causing problems. That's why at the end of the day, people don't even like half the legal ones.
Yeah.
Because fuck them. You're over here, you're causing problems. You're driving down the wages. You're shitting the place up. Go away. And if you weren't doing that, we wouldn't be mad at you.
Yeah, here's the thing. It's like, for the longest time, immigration was about things that are relatively abstract topics, like, demographic replacement, the white birth rate, whatever it was. Stuff that, bad, whatever, but, it's stuff that's in the future you can't really think about. Now it's about, basically, mass immigration has destroyed our quality of life. You cannot, when you can't go to a fucking grocery store and just shop in peace without some barely, I was about to say barely legal. I mean, some of them probably are, but barely legal in the sexual sense. Some barely sentient somewhere from Kyrgyzstan who can't do the most basic thing. It's gaslighting to say, like, well, immigrants are doing it better. Skill issues are. I have seen so many of these, like, fresh off the boat, Haitians, whatever, in the past 3 weeks, doing shit at their menial jobs that would have gotten me fired from Kmart when I worked there as a teenager. They can't do shit. They're there because of corporations being cheap and for ethnic nepotism. Like, you bring up the legal ones. Like, the reason why the Indians have bought up all the gas stations and convenience stores because they abuse small business loans that are intended for minorities. They get the loans, they hire all their cousins, they roll the property over to another cousin. They cartelize it. It is gaming the system and gaming, like, Americans' goodwill in its most distilled, and we're sick of it. I've been back here for 3 weeks, and I'm just maybe enraged is too strong a word, but I am constantly irritated by all of the stuff I see. And see that you know, when I left the country, okay, it wasn't great. We had a lot of problems, but it was a lot better than this. Here's another example. I came down from New York City today. I took the train from Penn Station. I was gonna crash.
Have you heard of Jesus?
John Steele says, let's see, $1. Curious, are both of you still LARPing as Christians? I wouldn't call it LARPing with me. My God, you think it's just an act with me? I'm the worst looking Christian in the world.
I love God. I'll leave it at that. Yeah. But I was gonna stay with a friend.
Yeah, I don't act like a Christian.
But to continue with the story, it's like I was gonna stay with a friend, but I decided, I'm just gonna catch the earliest train out, and which is like at 4 a.m, and it's like I'm not gonna be able to sleep anyway, so like screw it, I'll just wait it out at Penn Station. Now Penn Station was the only 24-hour train station I know of in the United States. You can walk down there, at 3 a.m. and get yourself an Onions pretzel. Now, whenever I was in the area, like decades ago, like if I had there's a show nearby, I often find myself wandering down to the Amtrak concourse to get like a personal pan pizza from Pizza Hut. Can't do that anymore because most of Penn Station is closed at night. Like the Long Island Railroad concourse is still partially open because that runs 24 hours. But like all the stores are shut down on that level except for a Duane Reade. The Amtrak and New Jersey Transit concourse is completely sealed off. It's like, what the hell's going on here? I went around the corner to a bar. Thank God the bars in New York are open till 4 a.m. I'm talking with the bartender. He's like, yeah, they started shutting down the Penn Station at night because the homeless would camp there, and it was the only way that the police could deal with it. It's a small thing, but once again, we've lost something nice. A 24-hour train station where you could literally go and get a haircut at 4 a.m. Because the worst people in America, the worst people in the world have run the best country in the world to the ground. Just these things pile up constantly. It irritates me. Now, it's not been a wholly negative experience. It's actually been quite positive. The people in New York, as I forgot, from my absence, very, very nice. New Yorkers have an undeserved reputation of being rude. Everyone's like super nice. It's like I'm telling people, New
Yorkers are just in a hurry.
Yeah, they're brusque. That's
why people get. They're just heading somewhere.
They're brusque but helpful. It's like I got when I'm getting off at the airport and getting into an Uber and the clerk is helping me and I'm like, oh, I'm moving back. It's like, welcome home. Everyone's cheery. I was staying with a friend up in Poughkeepsie. Had no less than 3 people offering to help me load my stuff onto the train at Grand Central. It's just stuff like that. Now it's not universal. I was in Trenton earlier today. Everyone in New Jersey is still a miserable prick. Then I was in Philly for a bit. Everyone in Philadelphia is still a piece
Philadelphia sucks.
Fuck that place.
Philadelphia sucked 50 years ago.
But you still see that fundamental goodness, that fundamental quality of what makes America America. And when I see all this crap going on, it just makes me even angrier. I from my perspective, maybe I shouldn't say this.
Chat just asked something. I vaguely remember this person. Do you remember Justine Tunney? Wasn't that I'm going to be good, YouTube. The male to female transsexual that Arena used to hang out with?
Yeah, she was involved
Air
in
quotes.
Gamergate loosely, and also worked for Google, if I recall. I vaguely remember.
I
her-
only remember her air fucking quotes being on Areni's show back in the day. I never watched any of her content. YouTube.
I'm not sure if she had content. She was just a writer or something. But yeah, I talked to her once or twice. But aside from that, I don't.
So
remember
random.
just-
Somebody again. I just caught my eye in the chat. I was like, wow, yeah, I guess. Holy shit!
Well, sure. You and I were talking about
that's a
this.
flashback.
We were talking about like stuff that Zoomers don't understand. Like floppy disks,
Like having sex,
having sex.
going outside.
Sneaking into a movie after paying for another movie, so you get a nice little double feature. Finding a stash of
Well, I
porn
used
in the
to go-
woods.
I used to go get the ticket to a PG-13 movie, and you go see the R-rated movie.
Oh yeah, I did.
I saw Starship Troopers. I didn't pay for Starship Troopers. I would have, but I wasn't allowed to.
Me and my sister saw like Tomb Raider that way. I forgot what movie we originally went there to go see, but then we just snuck into the theater and saw Tomb Raider, and that was funny because like you've got like the shower scene with Angelina Jolie at the beginning, and midway through there's another shower scene, and everyone's like in the audience is like, yeah, we're gonna see Angelina Jolie naked, and the camera pans down, and it's a dude. And someone in the audience just shouted out, "Gross!" And everyone just groaned. Like, holy shit.
Chat just says Tunny was also connected to Weave.
Yeah, Matt Brick. Yeah, yes. She was friends with Weave.
Okay, but connected in what way? Tab A going in slot B.
Well, Weave was like in the tech world. He knows all these people.
Okay.
It's like that story. It was like 5 years ago. Biden.
Chat says you could just walk in right without paying. I've seen that a lot of times. I've gotten movie tickets and nobody was checking as I walked in. Nobody.
Well,
was
that's
checking
another
my
thing.
ticket.
Like the rules are completely gone in every sphere. I've seen. One of the first things I did, like the day after I got here, I was down in New York for a couple of events. I walk into a CVS. The fucking Haribo gummy bears like have the anti-theft locks on them.
Jeez.
Yeah, you have the shit in these stores. Like it varies depending on area. You have to ring a bell to get the clerk to unlock it for you. Again, we don't have to live like this. Okay, we're not going to. Trump is changing a lot, but the fact that this even exists, it's infuriating. Hell, you could argue that in many ways, like these things have degraded below like second world quality. You go to Hungary, the shit isn't locked up. I mean, there's other horrible things you have to deal with, but not that. This is America. We shouldn't have to put up with this.
Yeah, people have had enough.
What really infuriates me is like all this. I've been talking this and people are like, "Well, that's just because you're in New York City." Like, okay, I have a relatively small cross sample now of like Trenton, New Jersey, Philadelphia, Lancaster, Poughkeepsie, and a few other towns in the Hudson Valley. So far as I can tell, almost every place has the exact same problems as New York City, but without the upsides. Okay. In fact, I'd argue that New York is actually less affected by some of this stuff. Like, the bodegas in New York, they're not run by Indians. They're still run by Dominicans or Greeks or whatever. I did, at that bar last night, there were like a couple of Indians sharing a beer. That's a thing they do. Look out for it while trying to rizz up some girl and failing miserably. But, like, compared to Poughkeepsie, like, what are all the... You walk down Main Street in Poughkeepsie, and it's like a cross-section... First you move into the black area, it's ghetto. Then like a block later, you're in the other black area, it's Jamaicans, who are... I can't even understand what the hell they're saying. Like, they're trying to claim that Jamaican patois is a real language. It's just broken English spoken by people with no idea what they're talking about.
It's broken English with a little French mixed in.
Yep. And then, another block later, you're in Little Oaxaca with all the Mexicans running around. This is just on one street in less than a mile of walking. And Poughkeepsie's not that big. It's about maybe 35.
Have you heard of Jesus?
John Steele sends $1, says, back off, get a job, or write your book, you bum. Well, I'm working on it.
He's writing. And I gave the thumbs up. He showed me a few excerpts. It's amazing stuff. just, the book will be, I don't want to make promises, but basically, on your book, but Beckloff is working on it, and it's going to knock your socks off when it's out.
It's going to be great. It's going to be the greatest book ever. You should all buy 18 copies.
Yes. Buy an extra
You
one,
want
too.
to, you want to buy copies to make a fort in your living room out of them.
You want to buy these, you want to have one spare over so you can hang it around your neck and advertise it for free.
Start handing them out like tracts.
Hell
Like
yeah.
Christian.
Hell yeah. But yeah, it's infuriating. But on the other hand, great things about America, like I said, we're New York anyway. People are friendly, It's nice to have like actual cuisine again. I've been eating a lot of roast beef sandwiches because Mexicans have never heard of that concept, or Reubens, or bagels. I guess bagels.
Well, you think they would now because they have a Jewish president? Put some sauce on it and some bagels. I don't know what they do now.
It's nice being able to drink the tap water. And it's the weather down in Guadalajara is pretty bad. So.
I wouldn't live anywhere else in the world. As bad as America is right now, there's nowhere on God's green earth I'd go.
I mean, I used to kind of poke fun at you for that, but honest to God, nearly a decade outside the States, it really taught me to appreciate
I am an
America
American
a lot
chauvinist. Like, I am just our flag's on the moon. Suck my dick. Like, just foreigners all the time. Like, no. Like, oh, you know English because it's the only language you know. I speak English because it's the only language you know. And it's like, no, you speak English because you want to talk to me. Yeah. And I don't speak your language because you don't matter.
Yeah.
Okay? Like, you know English because my flag's on the moon.
English.
I don't need to know your language.
You know English because you have to know English. And it's like, I've argued this with other people. Why don't Americans learn other languages? Well, we don't have to.
Yeah, I don't have to. I don't want to. Whatever, man.
Like, maybe you need to know Spanish if you're doing business in Mexico on the border. Maybe you need to know French if you live in a certain section of New England and upstate New York. That's it. And language learning is not a function of intelligence, but of necessity. The example I always give is that Japan is a very monolingual country. I'd say maybe at most 5% of Japanese can speak another language. Whereas in the Philippines, Filipinos speak usually about 3 or 4 languages. They, Tagalog, English, and usually 1 or 2 regional languages. Do not try and make an argument that based on language acquisition, the average Filipino is smarter than the average Japanese. You're not going to win that one.
It's a weird flex to be like, well, I had to learn your language, but you didn't have. We had to know about American culture.
Have you heard of Jesus?
You don't know anything about our culture. I'm like, yeah, I don't.
I'm tired. I've gotten to the point where the Spanish language almost viscerally repulses me. Like, I don't want to hear it anywhere. I had to speak it for so long.
John Steele says, I could have written 10 encyclopedias in the time it takes you to write 1 chapter. Well, yeah.
That's a project for you, sir. No,
You got to remember, though. See, I'm kind of retarded. So, there's a complete lack of executive function from the ADD. And there's also tons of imposter syndrome.
Nah, man, you just.
Plus, just sometimes I was busy. Like, sometimes I was just working 60 hours at jobs.
Plus, look, I'm not gonna knock anyone for being procrastinating on a book because, I've got 2 that I still haven't finished. The one's gonna have to go for a pretty significant rewrite. But the work is getting done. My personal method is when I'm in a writing mood, just write a little every day. 5 minutes, 10 minutes, if it's a little that you got an idea, get it out on pen and paper. Don't worry about getting it perfect. That's why we have the draft process. You have the first draft, then you get some feedback, you rewrite it, you do more drafts, you wait till it's perfect, and then you send to, I don't know, New Ritual Press. That's a free plug for my friends. But yes, it's, trust me, I read the excerpts. Beckloff's book is going to be amazing.
It's going to be the best book ever.
Good God.
I'm just going to have to buy 9 copies.
But yeah, going back to the whole invasion of how every city it seems has the same problems as New York City with crime and immigration and just general squalor. It's what the fuck are Mexicans and Jamaicans doing in Poughkeepsie? Okay, why are Indians running all the convenience stores in Lancaster? These are cities that some of these places got immigration in the past, but not to this degree, and it causes all kinds of social problems. So New York City's always been somewhat, cosmopolitan city. I don't want to say city of immigrants, but like it's always had a large foreign population. That's just the nature of large cities. And so, like, at least until Biden came around, it could absorb a certain degree of foreigners without its culture changing. A place like Poughkeepsie can't, or Syracuse, or Albany, or Binghamton, or Lancaster. These are small cities with in many cases, already have fragile social fabrics due to the economic and social effects of the past 30 years. And then when you airdrop a bunch of Somalis in, like, shockingly, it changes everything. Like, how did this was a case like over a decade ago. How did all the coal mining towns in northeastern Pennsylvania become majority Hispanic? You go through Scranton, Hazleton, Wilkes-Barre, it's all Mexicans or Puerto Ricans, everything's in Spanish. Why would anybody go? Those are places that were ruined after the coal mining boom ended and got fucked hard by NAFTA. Hell, there was an example. I posted about this on Twitter. The town of Camden near Syracuse, ICE showed up and arrested a Chinese national who had gotten a deportation order in 2000 and had not obeyed it. 25 years later. Now, Camden is a shithole. Again, it's just another, it's a typical Rust Belt town. Out of the way.
I think we should only send back his head.
Okay.
You do that a few times, I think the rest of them will just leave.
What the hell was he going? What the hell was he doing there? Oh wait, he was officially running a Chinese restaurant. Well, here's a conspiracy theory for all of you. I believe that Chinese restaurants, a lot of them are fronts for organized crime, money laundering, all that. Now, if you've got a better explanation for me, you need to factor in why. It seems every small town in upstate, probably Pennsylvania. I haven't traveled this state as extensively. Places that have been so devastated by economic ruin and people moving out that the last bar will close down. They always have a Chinese restaurant. And you know what? Jamaican restaurants are also fronts for organized crime. Because again, you go for these black areas, and it's there's a Jamaican restaurant, at least 2 on every block. Is jerk chicken really that popular among the black people? I don't think so. At Korean nail salons, Thai massage parlors, they're all fronts for something. So
Jerk chicken is pretty good, though.
Oh, I love jerk chicken, but I don't love it to the point where I feel the need to have.
I think the money laundering fronts are usually the best restaurants. There's a joke somebody made once where it's I called a Jamaican restaurant and the guy picked up the phone and said, "The fuck you want?" He goes, "I ordered 3 plates. This is going to be amazing."
Now, and there's something else I observed. I saw this walking around. I guess you could just call it, immigrant aisle in fucking Poughkeepsie. We all know about the remittances and how these countries are dependent on remittances and, the remittance tax coming in thanks to the one big beautiful bill. There's not just regular
that shit at 100%.
There's not just a regular remittance services. I mean, there are stuff like that, but there's always individual ones targeted towards specific racial minorities. Because in a 2-block radius, I found a deli that was send money to Mexico, send money to Guatemala, and then you go to the Jamaican restaurant and they're send money to Jamaica. Oh yeah, a Jamaican restaurant's got a remittance system in place. This industry has gotten so big, these people have become so parasitic that they can form they're not just forming ethnic enclaves, they've got little financial enclaves as well where they're siphoning wealth out of this country. All this shit needs to be audited. The IRS can be put to some decent use by looking into all these immigrants' finances. Like the guy in Camden, the Chinese guy. How the hell did an illegal alien open a business? I guarantee you that guy's not being honest with his taxes.
Chat says, at least you're actually working on your book without asking your subs to give you a fortune to make it. Unlike some people I know. Yeah, that's always been one of my bigger problems with Comicsgate. Comics don't need to be crowdfunded.
Oh, that's what that's referring to? Because I was thinking.
Yeah, I think that's part of it. And I know some of the other. I think Razor Fist crowdfunded a novel or some shit. You don't need to crowdfund that shit.
You don't need to crowdfund a novel. Now, there's certain types of books that external funding is required, or appreciated. If you're doing a serious academic research book or something that involves on the spot journalism, yeah, sure, crowdfund that because there's expenses involved.
Yeah, but you don't need to crowdfund that. You don't need to crowdfund a comic either. I've never bought that. You write it, you draw it, you print it.
Something that's creative, you do that in your free time. At most,
And look, if you can't afford to print it, which again is ridiculous in this day and age, but if you can't afford to print it, then put out digital copies until you have money to put it. Like, I don't buy this shit. I've never bought this shit with Comicsgate. Like, stop making your customers put the upfront costs in. And you know, that shit then seeped into the mainstream comic book industry. Like Witchblade. This was a comic and Image in the 90s. Reasonably successful. Had a failed, but a live action show on TNT at one point.
Yeah.
They just crowdfunded like a year or so ago a fucking reprint, an omnibus of like the first 25 issues.
Oh, for God's sake!
And they crowdfunded. It's a reprint. Over at they just crowdfunded a Transformers omnibus of the old Marvel Transformers comic. You know, and it's like, okay, I understand. Like issue 3 has Spider-Man in it, so maybe that costs a little bit of extra money for the rights, and they did include it in there. But like, it's a reprint. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Hasbro is $1 billion company. Image and Skybound, the two the comic company and a little Robert Kirkman's little publishing wing of it, they're not $1 billion companies, but they got money. And it's like, no, we need you to crowdfund the fucking omnibus.
Yep.
And it's like, this is why from the get-go with Comicsgate, I was like, no, you don't need to crowdfund a fucking comic. You don't need to. You just don't need to. I don't buy it. Like, I've gone on Liam Gray's channel, and I mean, that's his whole fucking business model. And to his credit, he's let me ramble. You know, he disagrees with me, but to his credit, like, no, you don't need to do that.
Oh, yeah.
It's anti-consumer shit. It just is.
At most, you should produce if you're going to crowdfund something like anything, produce a proof of concept first. So, like, people know what they're getting and if you can actually handle the project. But, like, yeah, I agree that comics, you know, most books, you don't need crowdfunding for that.
I would.
Have you heard of Jesus?
I'd maybe be willing to be like, okay, so like the first one you did, you crowdfunded, and then after that, you should be investing back into it. Mm-hmm. But no, these guys just go back to the well over and over and over again, and that's because they're selling to pay pigs. Let's see, Davis tips $1 and says, accusations that Razor Fist is a pedophile. Thoughts? I mean, I wouldn't say he's a pedophile, but he's a creep. I wouldn't. No, he's not a pedophile. Pedophile is somebody that's fucking prepubescent children. Razor Fist slid into the DMs of a 15-year-old girl.
Yeah, that's sleazy behavior.
It's sleazy, and frankly, he paid for it because once she was 18, he moved her over, you know, into his home to wreck his life. It didn't go well for him. But no, he's a sleaze. He did that. I'm sorry. Sue me. Fucking sue me. I look forward to discovery. Like, you fucking did that, Razor. You know you did that. And this argument that I had a girlfriend at the time doesn't prove anything. If anything, it makes you look even sleazier.
So you're creeping on 15-year-old girls while you're in a relationship. Really
Yeah, that's
nice.
yeah. No, I'm sorry. He did that. Okay, all evidence points to he did that. I have yet to see a shred of evidence that points otherwise. Oh, I had a girlfriend at the time. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. No, let me just get this because it's a fact that he moved her in when she was 18.
Yeah.
So if I'm to understand this, he's saying that with no build-up, an 18-year-old girl messaged him, and he immediately moved her in with him. Mm-hmm. Well, then you're retarded and you're insane. Like, there's no scenario where this looks good for you.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm going to sue you. All right, cool. Sue me, dude. I don't give a fuck. Like, you're not going to. You don't have the money, you know. And like, I'm too small for him to notice or care anyways. But, like, whatever, man. You're not going to sue Kino Casino. You're not going to sue Smash JT. You're not going to sue any of those people. Because, frankly, discovery would be terrifying for you.
Yeah.
So those are my thoughts on that.
I think a semi-responsible lawyer in this case would be like, yeah, you don't have a case, just drop this.
You don't have a case because you did that shit.
Like, libel, defamation are already very difficult to prove. Like, so in a court of law. So you're already...
Yeah, you have to prove that I'm lying. That's the other thing. Let me be clear. I believe Razor Fist, at the age of 30, slid into a 15-year-old girl's DMs. That is what I believe happened. All evidence I've ever seen points to that having happened. Maybe I'm wrong. I could be. I don't think I am. But, I'm not lying. I'm just stating what seems to have very obviously happened.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I wasn't really familiar with what was going on until you explained it to me. I haven't paid attention to Razor Fist in so long. But, yeah, it doesn't look good for him.
Razor Fist political takes these days They make perfect sense if you imagine he's trying to, like he's auditioning to be the edgy guy on a Fox News panel show. Like what Tyrese is on those shows. Like, I'm going to be the new edgy guy on Gutfeld.
Yeah, lovely. Which, I mean, if you can get a good gig if you can get it, but it's like he's completely cringed himself out in the process, on top of being a creep. Allegedly.
Yeah, and by the way, the whole reason that these accusations came to light in the last few months, because they've been around for a while, is he spent most of this calendar year, 2025, completely 180ing on his anti-censorship positions. I guess because Melanie Mack did with these weird LARPing his Christian pro-censorship takes, and he just decided to back her up because, I don't know, maybe he wants to fuck her? I don't know. That's the most charitable explanation I could think of for why you'd 180 on 15 years worth of principles. But yeah, that's the whole reason he pissed off everybody enough that they were looking into this shit in the first place.
Oh, yeah. I mean, and like I said, I haven't paid attention to him in a while, that's a pretty sad thing to say. I mean, he got famous and like many e-celebs that went to his head. Plus, there's the matter of the well, it hasn't been proven to be him, but a picture of someone who looks like him jerking off.
Yeah, there's a video of somebody that looks a lot like Razorfist beating his little pecker off in a room that looks a lot like the one room he used to film in. And Razorfist also assures us that is obviously not true because, look, I found where a troll uploaded it. Which, okay, well, I didn't say you uploaded it. I said you were in it. But whatever, I don't know, maybe, whatever.
That's very similar.
It looks like you, and you've showed me nothing that proves it's not you.
It's like when... It's like when Chris Chan uploaded She Came for CWC to Encyclopedia Dramatica because he wanted to fight the trolls and add positivity to his page. So he uploads a picture of him, a self-insert picture of himself having sex with his best friend, like that level of logic. So congratulations, Razorfist. The Magi-Chan demon has leapt to you.
I think Razorfist probably sent that to what he thought was a chick. Probably was a troll. Again, this is my theory. This is what I think happened, and that person put it online.
Yep. But
it appears to be Razorfist. Maybe it's not. I don't know. And really, I don't care. Like, oh, you put your dick online. You know, it's just at this point, I'm numb to it. I've seen a shocking amount of e-celebrity penis in the last 5 years. All of it only adds up to about 1.5 foot, ironically enough. But in some ways, it wasn't a lot. But it was. But no, I don't really care that you made a foot. Whatever, man. But it's like, you know, you 180'd on all these principles you spent 15 years expounding for whatever reason.
Yeah.
And it pissed people off, and they dug up the embarrassing parts of your past. And now you think you can, you know, sue Kino Casino for talking about it. Do you think you can sue Smash JT because he watched a clip of Kino Casino make it? Like, get fucked, dude. You know you're not going to do that. You know you got nothing. Eat shit. Like, go hide behind the block button more, you homo.
Yeah.
Dude's got like 87% of Twitter blocked at this point. Like,
I'm pretty sure that many blocks also, you know, deranks you in the algorithm. So like his every time he does that, he just becomes less and less popular. On top of the things he's doing to make himself less and less popular.
Chad says Razor and Melody Mack are both aging hypocrites. They would make a good couple. I think that's actually where the fucking Antichrist comes from. Like they have to go birth the child on what used to be the Roman Empire. I think, I don't know. It's been a while since I've seen Left Behind.
That's the visual of them engaging coitus is something I don't think I needed at this juncture. But yeah,
Razorfist and Melody Mack have to have really disappointing sex in the Roman Empire. And then Nicolas Cage disappears while he's on a plane.
Yeah.
Well, I've only seen the Kirk Cameron version.
Yeah. Ugh, boy.
Man. Yeah, that's why everybody dug that up. And it's like, oh, well, you know, it wasn't me because I had a girlfriend at the time. And it's like, yeah, okay. What does that prove?
It proves absolutely nothing.
There's no way Melanie Mack could give birth. Chad also says, who blocked him more, him or Steve Shives? Probably neck and neck. I bet he's got Nadia Sarkeesian beat at this point.
Oh, definitely.
Chad says, I just assume I'm blocked and I don't even have a Twitter. He's such a homo, dude. It's so disappointing what happened to him.
You're pre-blocked. Like, well, it's like when J.D. Vance tried to sign up for Blue Sky and he was banned within minutes. Hey, the vice president creates an alt and immediately gets banned. Wow, he's just like me.
It's truly a millennial vice president.
Yep.
Getting banned off social media for spicy takes.
Yeah, I mean, like, again, I can't get too elaborate publicly, but I have connections, and I know for a fact that a lot of the people employed in the Trump administration are like, they had a background in the Anon right-wing world. That's why you see like the White House account, the Rapid Response account, posting all these memes and stuff. Like, this is literally government by shit posters, which is awesome.
Have you heard of Jesus?
John Steele donates $1. Serious question. Have either one of you seen Mobland? Good show. I've not. No.
No,
I've heard some good things about it. I should watch that. I'm sure it's on one of the services I have.
Yeah, I'll add that to the list. No, I haven't seen it.
I noticed Vance is awfully quiet after this Epstein shit, man.
Interesting, yeah.
And I don't know, man. I don't think he's happy with this. Look, a lot of people aren't happy with it. I don't blame him. I mean, yeah, I'm glad Trump's deporting people. I'm glad, there's a lot of things I'm glad about this, but like this Epstein thing's been a shit show.
Well, like, Pam Bondi is like by far the dumbest person in the administration right now, and the way this was like told to the public was a complete botch up.
Yeah, it's been like 6 months of like the checks in the mail with her, and then all of a sudden it's like Epstein actually killed himself and he didn't have any clients. Case closed. It's like, well, why was he in jail then? Why is his girlfriend in jail? Like, she trafficked no one to no one? What did she have? She's charged with having imaginary friends? What's going on with her?
Yeah. It's like how I would approach this would be like, yeah, we're going to like get to the bottom of the Epstein and this is the way you could sell it, like it's more effectively and more honestly. Instead, they were like, yeah, we've got the Epstein files. We're going to release them any day now.
I'm sorry. When Trump was like, "Are we still talking about Epstein?" That was the single biggest optics misstep I've ever seen him do. I've never seen him say, like, everybody's pissed, and it's like, look, man, I understand that there's a very likely chance that by the time he got into office, there was nothing left. It was all shredded or whatever.
I mean, I thought the whole Epstein files thing seemed a bit. It seems to rest on the idea that like rich people aren't smart enough to use Signal or encrypted messaging. That like it's video game logic. Yeah, there's the evidence that's just spent, in a file cabinet somewhere.
I'm willing to accept the idea that it's just gone, and there's not a lot we can do about it. But then tell me that. Like, don't gaslight me. Don't tell me, well, it checks in the mail. Don't tell me, well, actually, he didn't do nothing, and there's nothing to see here. And Epstein never existed. What are you talking about? This was a bad dream you had. Like, no. That's not at all what happened. And part of me also wonders if maybe the data is there. And the simple reality is, because Trump's a boomer. He's the eternal boomer. For all his positives, he's the boomer. Maybe the reality is, he got to look at it, and he's just like, I can't release this. This just destroys everything. You know what I mean? Like, this casts immediate suspicions on, like, all of the media and 2/3 of Congress, and you know what I mean? And it's like,
undermines what little trust
and
there is left.
my greatest ally, and all this other shit. And he's just like, I can't pull the pin on this. Like, I could buy that, which is wrong if that's the case, but I could buy it. Because those are the more charitable options, by the way.
Yeah.
The other option is like, oh, I guess you were fisting 8-year-olds there too. I mean, like, what am I supposed to think when you acted this way? You know what I mean? Like, I like Trump. I voted for him 3 times. Hell, I'd probably vote for him a 4th time at this point. Because what else? What are the other options? You get Kamala with brat girl summer and more gay porn in schools, and definitely war with Iran. Like,
yeah. It's
so, like, I get it. Like, I'm not trying to black pill. I'm not trying to be like, well, you should jilted.
Have you heard of Jesus?
But like, what are you supposed to do at this point? Let's see. John Steele tips $1 and says Epstein/Jews did nothing wrong. You're anti-Semite. Just exactly. But no, look, it was a major misstep. I mean, there's no, and it's not going away. It's not going away. Like even like on Fox News, they won't stop talking about it. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, it seems that it genuinely pissed a lot of people off.
Like,
It's pissed
why
off
are you-
people I know. Now I think the issue is again is maybe overblown is not the right word, but like I'm not gonna throw Trump under the bus just on this, but like this was a major fuck up.
look, man, here's the deal. Am I going to throw Trump under the bus? What options do I have? You know, first of all, he's not up for re-election, so it's not like do anything about it. I mean, I guess I'll vote for Vance in 2028. Maybe he'll do better. I don't know. But there does come a point where it's like you got to just be like, well, what options do I have? We're not having an election right now. It's not like yeah, maybe if I had a better option, I'd take it. But at a certain point, you got to be like, well, what can you do? But you could keep up the pressure. You could still be like, hey, yeah, whoa, no, I didn't forget about this. So yeah, I don't know, man. It's like, yeah, I'm happy we're deporting people. We should probably be doing it faster, but at least we're doing it.
No, at least
I'm happy things are changing. I'm happy things are changing for the better. I worry sometimes if we're turning around too late, but you can only worry so much. You know what I mean? Say your prayers and live your life.
turning around late is better than not turning it around at all.
But like, yeah, I'm not gonna forget about this. Like Epstein didn't kill himself. I'm not retarded. There's 4 lights. Like, no, this isn't going away, and I'm not done with this. We're gonna still be talking about this. Well, and then you see some of the shills, and you're like, why do you care about this? And it's like, I don't know, man. Maybe the fact that like large portions of my elite were fucking children, and quite possibly being blackmailed by the Mossad about it, is maybe something I want to talk about. Like,
it might be relevant to know that our leaders were doing these things. I don't know.
There's a couple weeks ago where it's like, if you're pushing for war with Iran, I'm just going to assume you were fucking kids on that island. Like,
Yeah.
till I'm proven otherwise. Like, it says in the Bible, I have to give missiles to Israel. It's like, okay, are you stupid or were you fucking kids? Like, which one was it?
Yeah, this is.
Have you heard of Jesus?
John Steele tips $1 and says, if you assassinate Trump, which I disavow, I am on YouTube. If you assassinate Trump, you could have a high school named you. Well, I disavow that. Thank you very much for possibly getting me thrown off YouTube there, John, but thank you very much for the super chat.
Yeah, it's I mean, with everything else, I'm very happy. I mean, there was the ice pot farm raid yesterday. Like the cartels, we've now got the libtards in the position where they're defending child labor, like child slave labor. It's like, hey, these poor kids are being harassed by ICE. They were literally being forced to work in sweatshop conditions growing pot for the cartels. Like, and I'm wondering if someone suggested that, like, the whole proposed, like, farm worker amnesty, like, that Trump was throwing around was, like, just a fake out to get them to, let their guard down. And then they go and raid a farm. Fuck these people. It's like, is this what you voted for?
Yeah, I did vote for throwing illegals out.
Yeah.
I did vote against child labor. Like,
you vote. Did you vote for getting rid of migrant workers who were doing nothing wrong? Yes, I did. I voted so hard for it that I almost broke my finger.
Look, man, I don't have a problem with pot, but maybe we could grow pot with Americans that are making a decent wage.
That's actually,
I don't know what to tell you. Like, how about jobs in America by American companies, whether they're making pot or whatever, could maybe be staffed by Americans?
yeah. Look, like, okay, I'm willing to compromise on the pot issue, but one of the big things that's been bothering me since I got back, okay, New York legalized pot some time ago. The entire city, everywhere in the state, smells like roaches, skunk weed. It's disgusting. I don't want to smell it. If you want to smoke it, fine. Okay, I don't care for pot at all. It's probably it's one of my least favorite drugs. But if you want to do it, fine. I shouldn't have to smell it constantly. Like one plus, I'd say, if pot's still illegal here in Pennsylvania, right?
I think medical's allowed here, but that's it.
Well, there's a lot less.
But the problem with that is, like, there's so many jobs that drug test you. Like, even with a prescription, you're likely to lose a job.
Yeah. Well,
it's in a gray area right now.
Well, one thing I noticed about Pennsylvania, both here and in Philly, is that there's a lot less pot hanging around in the air. Though according to people on Twitter, if I stuck around long enough, I noticed people in Philly smoking it out of their cars, and it's like,
Or hitting a vape. I don't care if you hit a vape, man. Nobody smells that.
yeah.
Look,
Like,
man, here's the thing.
do the edibles.
I'm completely for legalized pot. Hell, I'd legalize a lot of drugs if it were up to me. And I'm a straight edge on that regard. Like, my pecker leading me around has been my vice. I don't do drugs. I barely drink. But just on a principled freedom thing, like, I don't think the government should be kicking your door down and shooting your dog because you're smoking a plant. Like, that said, though, this is one of those things where businesses in particular are going to have to start regulating shit, or the government will, because it's like, yeah, it's annoying people. And it's akin to the smokers 30 years ago. 30 years ago, like, people were smoking everywhere.
Yeah.
Just fucking everywhere. And it was not, oh, we have a smoking section in the restaurant because the smoke knows where to stay. No, the whole fucking restaurant stunk of it.
Yeah.
It's just one corner didn't stink as bad. And it was annoying. And all the non-smokers one day had enough. And guess what? You're going to smoke on the porch. If you're a job, you're going to go to a gazebo that has a wasp nest in it. Okay, like, too bad. This is what you're going to do now. We've had enough. You know, and that's what's going to have to happen with pot, where it's like, look, you're not going to smoke pot every fucking where, all right?
Yeah, like,
It's an impairing thing like alcohol. You're not going to be smoking it behind the fucking wheel anymore. You're not going to be just fucking blowing spot in people's faces all day. Like, just go smoke it at home or go in the gazebo with the wasp nest.
yeah,
Like, enough. Just
someone on Twitter replied to me, said like, basically pot smokers act like regular smokers did in the 50s. They don't just
yes, that is exactly what it is, and that ended up with a backlash. Eventually, the non-smokers had enough.
Yeah, like,
Now, we didn't ban it, and I don't think we should. But, like, you know, I remember all the fucking fags in the manosphere talk about the smoking ban. It was never banned. We just told you to stop smoking in the fucking hospital. And
Have you heard of Jesus?
Like, we just told you to stop blowing it in a baby's face.
Yeah,
Like,
I'm a smoker, but like I try to, you know, I'm conscientious of the fact that people don't want to smell it. So like I don't smoke indoors. You know, I try to smoke away from like doors and windows because it might float up and people get in people's units that way. You know, I don't smoke around children or the elderly. You know, if someone tells me to put it out, I'll put it out. You know, I indulge my addiction in a way. I try to in a way that doesn't bother other people. Pot smokers don't give a damn. I literally saw the other day on the train someone lighting up a joint.
and I think part of that is just this, again, you know, pendulum swing. There was so long where they had to hide it.
Yeah.
And now it's like, hot damn. And it's like, okay, but you're going to ruin it for everybody if you don't calm down.
Yeah.
Like,
You could I could very easily see it getting banned again just because pot smokers are such assholes about it. And the other thing that annoys me is that, like, you know, what annoys me about people who do drugs, smoke, alcohol, whatever, is when they try to justify it with some bullshit like, oh, it's actually good for me. You know, it's, you know, I'm smoking these gas station cigarettes because they make me smarter. You know?
I remember Arena used to do that. Goddamn.
Yeah, it's like...
You know, I saw a study that said tobacco increases IQ, and it's like, cool, man. That cigarette you bought at a gas station is mostly red poison.
Yeah. I'm a functional alcoholic. Like a lot of druggies, potheads are the worst about this. They'll say like, "Hey, it's not addictive."
Look,
it's
man.
not a drug. If it's not addictive, then why do you scream like bitches when it's taken away from you?
JS donates $1 and says, legalize crack and fentanyl. I mean, look, 100 years ago, you used to be able to buy cocaine at the drugstore. That's all I'm saying. Like, I don't like the prohibition drug war shit. I think it's been more destructive than anything. And you know, all the fentanyl, that's a bunch of Mexican and Chinese fucking cartels that are poisoning all the other drugs, by the way.
Yeah.
People are dying when they do coke or even fucking weed at times, although that's lessened now that it's more legal, because people spiked it with fent.
I have a close friend who died of an accidental fentanyl overdose. This shit's kind of personal to me. But yeah, it's...
Look, I don't like the drug war. I never have. I don't think it's the way to deal with this shit. That said, though, yeah, with the pot, I mean, just apply some basic regulations to it, like you have with alcohol and cigarettes.
It's like this.
Like, you can't smoke everywhere. You can't fucking go into hospital and blow it in a cancer patient's face. And with alcohol, you're not allowed to just be drunk in public all the time. You're not allowed to be stumbling around fucking blasted drunk. Like, look, we tolerate that on the bar. We tolerate that in certain segments, certain places. Yeah. But, like, no, you don't be stumbling drunk into a playground. We don't tolerate that. Like, enough.
Yeah, the erosion of the social contract is the central issue that I've noticed coming back.
There's a time and place shit at a certain point. It's like, no, you just go in your basement and smoke pot then.
Yeah, It's like, historically at least, people, like, this is prevalent like in New York and many other places, Philadelphia being a noticeable exception, but it's like living in these places is stressful. Let's not add to the stress by doing things that tick other people off. So it's like you hold the door open for little old ladies. You don't smoke under a window. You don't litter. And you don't, like a certain New York City mayoral candidate, you don't eat your burrito on the fucking subway.
With your fucking feet.
Yeah.
Enough. We were talking about the gambling thing earlier, because Tucker had somebody on where they mentioned, like, DraftKings and all this shit and how big it is. And it's like, look, I ain't anti-gambling. All these evangelicals that tell you it's a sin because it's in the Bible, even though it's not. It's not. It's not a sin. It's fine. You want to make a wager, you want to buy a lottery ticket once in a while, it's fine. But yeah, it can be disruptive. A lot of people can't handle it. Again, just like booze, a lot of people can't handle booze. Doesn't make booze bad.
Yeah.
But there needs to be a little bit of guardrails, just a little bit. Like DraftKings is a perfect example. They put these commercials out there, and it's like, look,
Have you heard of Jesus?
if you know your sports, you can get rich. You can get rich if you know who's going to win these sports games. Well, guess what? You go on there, and if you win like 3 bets in a row, they're going to ban you.
Oh, yeah.
And it's like, okay, well, maybe you just make it so they can't do that. Maybe you make it so they got to play fair. You're making money hand over foot. Once in a while, you take an L.
Yeah.
Like, it just
They're
a
banning.
little bit of guardrails, a little bit of, and the other thing these companies do, a lot of this is illegal. Like when they got a fucking whale, they'll call him. They'll like call him and message him and all this other shit. Hey, it's been a while since you've been on here. You wanna? We give you 3 free bets because it's been a week since you like all this other predatory shit. And it's
There was a case a while back. I remember reading about it in a book for a work assignment of was it Harrah's or Harrods, the casino chain. Like they basically like got this woman who was like predisposed to gambling. Basically, kept extending her credit even after she was broke, and then when she was completely destitute after gambling everything away, they went and sued her for unpaid debts. Her lawyers tried to make the case that they kept extending her credit, giving her comps, all this stuff. They were deliberately trying to extract as much money as possible by preying on her on her psychological profile. And this is something casinos do. They establish profiles of their members to determine how best to keep them, coming back and spending more money. Now, she ended up losing the case. But the argument there was that, like, if people are like genetically or personality predisposed to like compulsive gambling, is it ethical? Should it be legal for like casinos to behave in this way?
Here's the problem. If you're the gambling industry, you're shooting yourself in the foot with this. If you make such a goddamn problem, then people are going to want to turn to daddy government to fix it. And I don't like that. I don't think it should be illegal to make a sports bet. I don't think it should be illegal to go to a casino and play a slot machine. Like, mind your fucking business, Uncle Sam. I do what I want. But also, like, you have every other industry has some basic regulations on what they can't do. They can't put fucking rat poison in your cereal. All right? Like, there's just basic things where it's like, no, you can't do that. Okay? And yeah, so it should just be some like, honestly, like, it's always seemed wild to me that casinos will throw out someone that can count cards.
Yeah.
Because think about that. How many people can autistically do that? How many fucking Rain Man or like the Sheldon from Big Bang Theory motherfuckers out there that can do that? You know what I mean? Yeah. If I owned a casino and there was some dude counting cards, you know what? I'd just take the L. I'd put it online and be like, hey, come see the weird autistic freak. Come for the circus. Stay for the gambling. All right? And I'd probably make more of a profit. And look, it's one thing to be like, okay, dude, you've had enough hands tonight. Yeah. Let some other people play. That's one thing, all right? But, like, it's another thing to be like, we're going to throw you out. We're going to beat you up. We're going to take you. But, like, no. Take an L once in a while.
Yeah.
All right? You're gambling. It's literally in the name. Sometimes you take an L.
Yeah. Yeah. Part of the reason we didn't
Maybe the house doesn't get to always win. Maybe they could just win 90% of the time.
Yeah, it used to be people just, people in corporations just regulate their own behavior so this shit wouldn't happen. Technically there is no law against eating food on the New York City subway, but people recognized it was common sense to don't open up a burrito or soup or whatever because you're in a small enclosed space. Nobody wants to smell it. And, well, the whole concept of eating off of a subway seat is absolutely disgusting. Like, after you've seen, like, what I've seen on the subway over the years, like, shit, even riding the subway is a kind of a health hazard. We didn't need rules because people would recognize, yeah, don't behave in this way because it just makes life more difficult for everyone. Nobody seems to care anymore. Hell, like, going back to the smoking thing, I've noticed that a lot of anti-smoking laws, at least in New York, are not being enforced anymore. You can, technically you're not allowed to, light up and say, like, on a train platform. Nobody gives a damn. Like, I agree with you. It's like, back off. Ideally, we don't want government getting involved in these things. People should regulate their own behavior for the common good. But what's going to happen is that the government will step in. We'll end up like Singapore. Like, a lot of right-wingers hold up Singapore as like a great model, because like it's so clean.
Yeah, but that's a
and
nightmare.
Yeah. Singapore is a country where, like, chewing gum is illegal and you can get arrested for not flushing a public toilet.
Yeah,
and they need those laws because the population there is so unruly. It's the only way to keep them under control. I don't want America to become like that.
A good example of that, but it's not government, it's cultural, but it's still oppressive. It's like Japan. Like, every time right-wingers describe Japan to me and how great it is, and it's like, wow, it's like, oh my God, you're not allowed to, like, look at somebody on a subway or you've committed dishonor or something, and it's like so high-strung and ridiculous. It's like, no wonder you have suicide forests.
Yeah.
It's like all this nonsense, and it's like, I don't want that. I like America. I like that we're unruly. I like that we're a wild fucking people. That's why we went to the moon. That's why no one fucks with us.
Yeah.
All right? Like, that's that's what's great about us. I don't want that to go away. It's just like, yeah, man, I don't care if you smoke pot. Go ahead, smoke pot. It's fine. Just don't go hang out on the playground and do it. Don't go fucking blow it in people's faces.
You enjoy rap?
Don't bother people with it. How about that? Just don't be bothering people.
You enjoy rap music? Fine. Please don't play it on your Bluetooth speaker on the train, which is something that also happened today. I'm sick of it.
I like to play it before my live stream. My audience loves it. They can't get it. They're always saying we need more white girl music. We need more ghetto rap. That's what they're always telling me.
Oh yeah, we definitely need more dip.
The dip, exactly.
It's growing on
We're gonna go find covers of it.
I used to kind of poke fun at you, but like, dip is growing on me.
It's good. That's what it does, man. That and the white girl music. They love it.
Hell yeah. But I don't know. Like, I've been sounding a bit pessimistic because the only I vented on Twitter. I vented. If those of you know, for Orc Brand off Twitter, I was staying with him in Poughkeepsie. I was ranting to him. Whenever I'm down in the city, I'm ranting to my friends. But I'm hopeful. I'm happy. I'm hopeful, and we're turning the ship around America. It took getting to the point of slot machines in convenience stores and Somalis and Indians everywhere. And I'm sorry, I keep going back to the eating on the subway example. It just tilts me like crazy. It got to this point, but we're turning it around. America is going to...
Chet says Bluetooth speakers should be banned. Look, man, I don't understand why people can't just have their headphones in.
Here's my question. If a black man is in the forest and his Bluetooth speaker dies, does he cease to exist? That might be a bit unrealistic. I don't see black people going into the forest all that often.
By the way, I don't even like the fucking Bluetooth earbuds. I never understood the point of that. It's like everything's gonna be fucking wireless. It's like, hey, do you want something that is way more expensive and doesn't work as well, and has to be charged constantly?
Honestly, I thought it was a stupid idea, but I lost the case for my regular earbuds at Orc Brand's place, but I've got this shitty backup. I've gotten used to it. Like, I like the idea of being able to blast the music, or they hold together longer. Okay, this is a shitty one, but like the pair I ordinarily use, I've had it for 3 years. It works great. It's great for taking calls. Like, if you're on the phone, I can just pace around, whatever. Okay, maybe these things will give me brain cancer, but you know what? I'm doing a bunch of other things that will also give me cancer. It's a race to see which tumor starts eating me alive first. No, I mean, but also I got sick of
Also,
having
the red dye cancer, that'll get you.
And also I got sick of having to buy like regular earbuds, replace them every 6 months. So that's just.
I fully support getting rid of all that JFK stuff he promised. I don't know how much of that it'll do. But, like, yeah, getting rid of all the food additives and shit. It's like, look, man, junk food's junk food. You buy some candy, you don't expect it to be good for you. But you also don't think it's going to have industrial waste in it.
Yeah.
Like, by the way, I worked at the Twizzler factory before. And let me tell you something. All the candy that they sell overseas is made of real shit.
Oh, yeah.
The ingredient list is like a third of long. And it doesn't look like a bunch of chemicals that, like should go into Shredder's ooze to make the Ninja Turtles.
Yeah.
Okay, like...
The reason why Mexican Coke exists as an option at some restaurants is because it's completely different from the regular.
Yeah, because it has cane sugar in it.
Yeah. Yeah, it's that should all friggin' stop, because I think that people have shit too much on American food quality. And honest to God, like, okay, yeah, get all the industrial crap out of it, but the food quality is a lot higher than many other places.
Oh yeah, definitely. But it's just, again, we shouldn't be tolerating that. Like, it's not. You know, I don't want the government to decide you're not allowed to have junk food. I just want there to not be industrial waste in the junk food. I don't think that's asking for a lot.
Let me put it this way: like, Americans typically aren't passing off pigeon meat as like arrachera as they do in Mexico. Oh, trust me, I've got rants.
If you actually go organic, you're usually dealing with good shit. It's just, you know, our processed food is. I mean, again, like. A potato chip shouldn't have something that, you know, it should be just a potato that was, you know, fried in oil and they put some sort of flavored powder on it. It shouldn't have, you know, petroleum byproduct sludge. It shouldn't.
But yeah, everything's getting turned around, and the Mexicans were going after me for saying that Taco Bell is superior to most Mexican food, which is hyperbolic but somewhat true. It's like,
look,
okay.
man, I like Tex-Mex food. I don't really like Mexican food that much.
Yeah, I kinda,
like, you got a point on that one.
I got sick of it. The best stuff is like not the stuff that like libtards talk about. It's like, ew, authentic street tacos. Fuck that.
Like,
shit.
how come it doesn't have cheese on it? Like, why doesn't it? Oh, the authentic taco and it doesn't have cheese on it. What are you, Jewish? You're not allowed to put cheese on the meat? I mean, I know your president is now Mexico, but like, did Ben Shapiro make this taco for me?
Yeah, my favorite Mexican dish is something called a molcajete, which is basically just a soup of like, you know, giant chunks of meat and cheese and like, you know, lettuce in it, and it's fantastic. But like, that's the stuff that nobody talks about. It's always street tacos, it's quesadillas, you know, it's mole. Mole is so fucking overrated. And also, like, you can now get mole in the States now. Like, when I was walking around Manhattan yesterday, walked past a restaurant that was advertising mole. By the way, mole is just a weird boiled, like, deep, dark chocolate covering sauce they put on chicken. It's not that great.
Chocolate sauce on chicken?
It's Mexico. They love their fucking sugar. Now, there's
that
a
sounds
reason,
disgusting.
There's a reason why they have a higher obesity rate than us now.
I mean, like, okay, I'm trying to think, like, sweet things on, like, okay, like, maybe, like, a hot and sweet sauce, like a mango habanero hot sauce, something like that. Like, I got some pineapple serrano hot sauce in there. I go to Pepper Palace and get bottles of that shit because it's awesome. So I'm trying to think, like, okay, like a sweet and sour or sweet and spicy, but she's like, chocolate? That's just, no.
One of my favorite...
I'm trying to process how that could possibly, that's like some Aunt Myrna's party cheese salad shit, where I'm like, I can't even...
Yeah. And now I've been reminded of Aunt Myrna's party cheese salad, and I probably won't be eating for the next 24 hours.
Greatest video ever.
Yeah, but yeah, one of the most common things you'll see in Mexico, around noon, all the construction workers file into OXXO or 7-Eleven and walk out with 1.5-liter bottles of reduced sugar Coke and just chug it all for lunch. And you wonder why they're fat.
Dude, I told you one time, some Mexican I worked with gave, and look, I love soda. It's a big reason why I'm fat. Who doesn't love themselves some soda? So somebody was like, you should try this. It was Goya brand. So right away you know it's dog shit because it's Goya brand. Yeah. Goya brand malt soda. And the best way I can describe this is like, think of a Yoo-hoo. But like, imagine like not even brand name Yoo-hoo. You get like grocery store brand Yoo-hoo. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You get like Yahoo. chocolate drink from Giant grocery store or something, and then imagine you carbonated it. So imagine you took Yoo-Hoo, you took off-brand Yoo-Hoo, and you carbonated it, and it's every bit as horrifying as it sounds.
Your description is alone causing my insulin to drop. Just
It was so
disgusting.
gross, dude. I took a sip, and I was like, oh god, that is nasty.
Even stuff that's like regular, like you find in the U.S. Like Mexicans always overdo it on the sugar. Like I like iced coffee occasionally. Like all of the iced coffee brands in Mexico are absolutely disgusting. It's just pure sugar. I'm not a huge fan of like sugary candy or like whatever stuff like that. But like usually, yeah, you want an iced coffee, you want a bag of Starburst or whatever, and it's all over sugared. Now it's natural cane sugar, but it's still bad for you.
Chances really, if sugar in food was reduced, then the U.S. would help people get healthy. Yeah, we too much corn syrup in general and shit too.
Corn syrup is used like way too much in everything. It's
And it's
disgusting.
you can't process it as well. Like you just can't. Like you cannot burn it as well, and it's so much quicker to turn into fat. Your body can burn regular cane sugar or regular fructose like you have in fruit or something way faster than it can like this high fructose corn syrup. It just is a fact. And it's like, you ever had like you can get a bottle of Pepsi with like real sugar and it's just as sweet and it's like 10 or 20 less calories.
Oh yeah. Oh god. Yeah. But yeah, I'm hopeful on that front and a whole bunch of other things. And one other thing about the U.S. that you learn to appreciate living abroad is like there's so much more, I guess, diversity of like general stuff here. Because the U.S. is both a large country, a wealthy country, but also diverse. And I don't mean like racially. Obviously, it is now, but like Americans have very diverse tastes. So your average mall, store here, whatever, has a greater selection. Even in a place like Lancaster, has a greater selection of different types of goods than you would find in other countries. I mean, this is why Canadians, I mean, they might still do this. They would always come to Syracuse or Plattsburgh on the weekends and do their shopping. It's like, why would, Plattsburgh's like 220,000 people. People from Montreal, which is a massive city, coming down to do their shopping at the tiny little mall. Well, they can get a wider variety of like different goods. Whereas there might be like 2 or 3 brands of something in Canada, whereas you find like a dozen types of variations in the U.S. even in a small mall. There's easily more selection of goods like just here at a random store in Lancaster than in the equivalent of Guadalajara, a city that's the size of L.A. That's just due to the nature of America. You learn to appreciate all these things coming back, that make America great.
There's nowhere I'd rather be, man. Bad as things are getting over here, there ain't nowhere on this planet I'd sooner be.
I think as I've told people, I think this stage of my life is closed for good. Like I'm gonna go to other countries for various reasons. If I have reasons to, But I've joked that if I go on another expat adventure, it's gonna be like, I don't know, to work as a sheep herder in the Falkland Islands or something crazy like that. Which is a nice way of saying it ain't happening. I would like to go to the Falklands, but to see the penguins. But aside from stuff like that, I think I'm done. Hell, it might be, honest to God, it might be difficult just to get me outside of a 3-state radius for the immediate future, because between all the shenanigans I had to deal with getting out of Mexico and other stuff, it's like I just want to sit. I just want to sit in an apartment, whatever, order a pizza. Just I might lock myself in for a week. My friends will have to tear gas me out of the apartment.
Well, we've gone on for almost 2 hours, so I think we can wrap it up.
Yeah, it's getting late here. The last time I haven't been following your streams because I've been busy. I think the last time I listened was in Mexico, and I always forget. Yeah, I was 2 hours behind you. So, but yeah, it's.
I'll stream late sometimes though. I'm a night owl, man. Once in a while, I hop on at like midnight or 1.
Yeah. Yeah, those are fun too. But yeah, it is.
Those are the ones where I'm like, I'll only be on for a little bit, and the chat just is rambling on, so I just end up for an hour.
One quick question I want to answer in the chat. Gary Slesher asks, "How's Bruce V doing?" And I'm in contact with him, but like he's very offline now. He just kind of had it with the internet, and given some of the things that have happened to me, I don't blame him. A lot of people just drop out. You eventually get burned out on this stuff. A writer friend of mine once described it like this: if you're a writer on the internet, you can write yourself out in a way that writers of the past couldn't, because they were constrained by what they could get published. Mm-hmm. Whereas you can put anything on the internet.
Yeah, you just blog post every day and you burn out.
Yeah, you end up at a point where it's like, maybe you haven't said everything you can say, but you've said everything you want to say. But nah, he's doing fine. But yeah, you want to wrap this up?
Yep. Let's see. And I do hear that Rouge V finally did use a wheelbarrow, so that was great. God, I love that post. Used a wheelbarrow for the first time. I was like, dude, you're 35. All right. Well, chat, if you enjoy the content I put out, and I don't know why you would because it's dog shit, but if you do, you should go to streamlabs.com/thebeckoff or paypal.me/thebeckoff and send me all the money. Just all the money that's in your account. Send it to me. And I'm sure God will bless you as a result. I don't know. Maybe. I don't know. I don't know what he's going to do. Who knows? And then go to my Amazon wish list. I'll leave a link down below, and you could just buy me all the dumb shit that I like. That would be cool, too. Just all of it. Just buy all of it. The whole list. Like, why not? YOLO. Just max out your credit card buying the whole list.
Get a payday loan.
Get an additional credit card. Get 2 extra lines of credit. Max them out.
Talk to a shady guy from the Vietnamese mafia who will give you a shark loan.
Just absolutely max out your credit card. Just emptying my list. I want to see that list empty by tomorrow. All right. That is about it for tonight, folks. I want to thank everybody for listening. Beckloff out.